Right now, beneath the waves, there is a place no sunlight has ever touched. A wound in the ocean floor so deep you could drop the tallest mountain on Earth into it, and it would vanish completely, with more than a mile of black water still above it. This is the Mariana Trench, and tonight you are going down, all the way to the bottom. They lower you into the water inside a titanium sphere barely wider than your shoulders. The hatch seals with a heavy, final sound. Above you, the research ship shrinks to a pale shape on the ceiling of the sea. Below you, nothing but 7 miles of open water and the slow pull of the deep. You take one last breath of surface air, and then you begin to fall. At first, the water is blue and alive. Fish dart past your window. Sunlight ripples above you like a golden ceiling. But you are sinking fast, 300 feet every single minute. The blue deepens, turns to indigo, then to a darkness that feels almost solid. Within minutes, you cross into the twilight zone, where only a ghost of daylight remains. Soon, even that will be gone. 600 feet. The last blue light fades to a bruised, dying glow. Shapes move at the edge of your vision. A school of silver fish turning as one, then gone. Down here, many creatures have enormous eyes, desperate to catch the final photons of sunlight. Others have simply given up on light altogether. They are waiting for you in the black below. As you fall deeper, something invisible begins to squeeze. The weight of the ocean above you grows with every second. At 1 kilometer down, the pressure is 100 times what you feel at the surface. Water doesn't just surround you now. It presses in from every direction, hard enough to crush an ordinary submarine like an empty can. And you are not even close to the bottom yet. 3,000 feet. The darkness is now total. There is no up, no down, only the soft hum of your vessel and the faint glow of your instruments. This is the midnight zone, a world of eternal night that makes up most of the living space on our entire planet. And in this endless black, you are not alone. A tiny light blinks in the distance. Then another, and another. The creatures down here have learned to make their own light, glowing blue and green to hunt, to hide, to find each other. A jellyfish drifts past your window, pulsing like a living lantern. Nothing here has ever needed the sun. They built an entire world of their own, in the dark, long before we ever knew they existed. Then, out of the black, a face appears. A mouth full of glass-like teeth, a body like a shadow, and a single, glowing lure swaying above its head. This is a hunter of the deep, patient, silent, built for a world without mercy. Its light is a trap. Anything drawn to it never leaves. It watches you pass, then melts back into the darkness. You keep falling. 20,000 feet, 25,000. The temperature is just above freezing now, and the pressure has become almost unimaginable. The weight of dozens of jumbo jets pressing on every single inch of your hull. The metal around you creaks and groans. One tiny flaw, and the ocean would end you in an instant. Yet still, the bottom does not appear. In your lights, you notice it, a slow, endless snowfall. Tiny white flakes drifting down all around you, gentle and constant. But this is not snow. It is marine snow, the falling remains of everything that has ever lived and died in the ocean above. For millions of years, this quiet rain has been sinking into the deep, feeding a world that will never see the surface. 30,000 feet, you have entered the hadal zone, named after Hades, the ancient word for the underworld. Fewer than a handful of humans in all of history have ever come this far. The walls of the trench rise somewhere in the darkness on either side of you, older than the dinosaurs, carved by the slow collision of the plates that hold up continents. You are sinking into a crack in the earth itself. 35,000 feet below the surface, your long fall finally slows. You have reached the deepest point of the deepest trench on Earth, a narrow valley called Challenger Deep. If you dropped Mount Everest here, its peak would still be drowned under a mile of freezing black water. Almost no one in human history has ever reached the place where you now hang, suspended in the dark. Your lights sweep across the seafloor. It is not rock. It is soft, pale mud, the crushed remains of tiny creatures raining down from above for millions of years. The ground is smooth, silent, untouched. You are looking at the most remote surface on the entire planet, the true bottom of the world. And even here, something is alive. A small, ghostly fish glides just above the mud, pale and almost see-through. It has no scales, no color, no need for either. This is the snailfish, the deepest living fish ever found. Its body is built to let the crushing pressure pass straight through it, as if it were made of the water itself. Where everything else would be flattened in an instant, it simply lives. Nearby, strange shapes rest on the mud, delicate and larger than your hand. For years, no one could say what they were. They are not animals, not plants, not coral. They are single living cells, grown to the size of a fist, some of the largest single cells known to exist anywhere. Life here did not just survive. It became something we are only beginning to understand. Stop for a moment and think about where you are. No sunlight has reached this place in the entire history of the Earth. The cold is endless. The pressure could crush steel. And yet, all around you, life is thriving, feeding, hunting, glowing, waiting. It asks a quiet, staggering question. If life can bloom here, in the darkest, harshest corner of our own planet, then where else might it be hiding? But your lights reveal something else in the mud. Something that does not belong. A plastic bag. Man-made, thousands of miles from any city, resting on the deepest floor of the ocean. Even here, in the most untouched place on Earth, we somehow arrive first. A quiet reminder that no corner of this world is truly beyond our reach. As you rest on the bottom of the world, remember this. We have mapped the surface of Mars in sharper detail than the floor of our own oceans. More than 80% of this vast, dark world has never been seen by human eyes. Beneath every wave you have ever watched roll onto a beach lies a hidden planet still waiting to be discovered. Slowly, you begin to rise. The bottom fades back into darkness beneath you. The pressure eases. The lights of strange creatures blink goodbye. And then, after hours in the black, a faint blue glow returns above you. You break the surface, and the sun hits your face like something you had forgotten existed. You have visited a world within our own world, a place older, darker, and stranger than anything on land. And it has been here this whole time, waiting in the dark.